Illustrator has a fantastic feature called Symbols. Symbols are a way for you to manage repeating design elements that may appear inside of your file. If you take advantage of the benefits of using symbols, you'll find that you can create designs very efficiently, more importantly, make changes in a very short amount of time. Let's take a look at how you might use symbols in a document. If you want to follow along, open up the Using Symbols file, which you'll find in Chapter 13 of the exercise files. I'll open up my Symbols panel, and I'll see that I have here a collection of symbols already in this document. While some people think that symbols are clip art, that's not the case at all. A symbol is some kind of piece of art or collection of art that you may have created inside of Illustrator, which can then be defined as a repeating element. It's important to note that anything can be defined as a symbol, with the lone exception of a placed linked image. In this example, I have this symbol that I've created here called Surf Highway. If I wanted to place that here in this particular file, I can simply drag it out of the symbols library and place it right onto my page. If I know I'm going to be using this symbol in a lot of different places, I could simply hold down the Option key to create a copy of that and drag it to other places as well. For example, I'll just drag a few of them out of my document here. Notice that I also have a bounding box here. I can go ahead and click on these to actually resize them. I could rotate these as well. In fact, I could use any of the tools that we already know, for example, the transformation tools, for rotating, sliding, so on and so forth. You can even change the opacity level by clicking on it, going to where it says opacity, and I'll change that one to about 50%. When working with symbols, it's important to know that when you drag out onto the artboard are referred to as symbol instances. So the symbols actually live here inside of the Symbols panel, but as you drag them out onto the artboard, they become instances. You can have several instances, but these instances all reference the same symbol that exists here inside of the Symbols panel. For example, let me move this one down a little bit. Let's say I wanted to use a graphical element as like bullet items for these settings right here. I have a lovely Hawaiian flower, which maybe I'll use here as well. I'll drag this out, and let me position them, let's say one right over here. I'll move one over here, and one over here as well. What's important to know about symbol instances is that they are simply a placeholder for whatever graphic appears inside of the symbol. But at any time, I could swap out one particular symbol for another. For example, I can click on this symbol right here, which I've scaled to be much larger, and if I wanted to actually have that be a flower instead, I could simply come over here in the Symbols panel, highlight the Hawaii flower, then come over to the flyout menu here and choose to replace that symbol. And now that symbol that was before the highway symbol now has been replaced with the flower. Again, the instance itself is just a placeholder for whatever symbol I point to in the Symbols panel. It's important to realize, though, that the scale attribute that I applied to it still remained. Let's try that one more time with these particular symbols right here. If I click on this one, hold down the Shift key and select these three symbols right here, I could highlight, for example, this little surfboard icon and choose to replace it with that particular icon. And those symbols are replaced there as well. Let me just move it over just a little bit more. And maybe that's the way that I would have those particular bullet items appear. The power of symbols go way beyond just being able to swap out one graphic for another. As we'll see in the next movie, you can obviously create your own artwork for symbols.